Ohio State defense, and this is Drew Allar. Okay, I want to see a specific play. Let me see a specific play right here. Exhibit A. Actually, you know what? We're gonna play the whole thing. We're gonna react. So this is the Penn State's first drive of the game. They had Tyler Warren behind center. Cool. Let's see how mobile Drew Allar is. Steps back right here. He's looking right here. So he's looking for Tyler Warren. That is his first target. He only knows Tyler Warren. That was his guy, and oof. Look at that. He's looking. He can throw that ball right now, chat. He can throw this ball right here. That's a gunner right there. Tyler Warren can even go back to the ball. Let's see what happens. He waits too long. He waits too long. We're playing that back. He already is looking at Tyler Warren from the jump. He knows that's his first target. That ball needs to get out now. That ball needs to get out now. And he waited way too long to get that ball out. He didn't get the ball out at all. Is he scared? Look at this linebacker's shoulders. His shoulders are square right here to Tyler Warren. Maybe he's scared he's going to get hit by this. But you throw that ball here, that's a completion. He either gets tackled right here or he catches it and goes for yards right there. What are we doing? What is this? Let me put my buy me a coffee right here so you guys can come support the channel, because I am not dealing with that. No. But look, instead, he looks for his second. He looks for some other targets. He can't throw the ball now. He's not even looking. He's still running his route, and his head's not even looking this way. If he throws that ball outside, that's an incomplete. So instead, he sees the open hole right here, which is smart. I mean, he's going to get past the line of scrimmage, and he'll probably, gain an additional 1, 2, 4, 4.5 yards. So he runs, and that's exactly what happens. That's exactly what happens. Now, so he fixed the handoff. He's looking, all of his guys, again, he's looking at, it looks like his eyes are more down here to where down the hash where the Big Ten logo is. More so right here, but I still think, again, because let's say it's Tyler Warren running a wheel route right there on that play. Where is he lined up? Is he lined up? So he's lined up right here. So he's not even on the line. So he's definitely going, which is why he does like a little wheel route without really turning and then going upfield. He's doing a little running back wheel route. Again, he's getting pressure. Now, you can blame this O-line right here. They're playing heavy on the right. They have Tyler Warren. He's going for the route right here. Nobody, to my knowledge, nobody gets a jam on Jack Sawyer. He's already right here. He's like, oh shit, who do I get? 1-1. He's going out here. That leaves Tyler Warren wide open. And again, Drew Allar needs to see that. He needs to go, okay, bam, fakes the handoff. He needs to look right here. He needs to see Tyler Warren and go, boop, or go, like right there, he's screwed. He needs to turn his shoulder, turn to your right, and then go around and gain yards. And if you can break this tackle right here, you're gaining a first down. But what does he do? He breaks that, throws it out. Okay, not bad. Not a bad decision by Drew Allar. I give that. Let's take a look at some Will Howard, right? They get the field goal attempt. This is the play I talk about. This is the interception, the first pick six. Now, This is a bad play call, in my opinion. Really looking back at this game, it's how do I say this? You have Travion Henderson without absolutely trying to rip on Chip Kelly, because I kind of lost my train of thought. You had Travion Henderson and the kid from Cleveland, Koshawn Jenkins, and he didn't run the ball. You did not run the ball, but I am going to do something right here, chat, onto the side real quick. Come say hi if you're watching Sports Jedi Network. But look at this. Jeremiah Smith cuts in. He does not see this safety right here. This is the bad about Will Howard this game. This is Will Howard's worst play of the game, in my opinion. I don't know why this is his first look. Because if he's throwing right here, he's lined up right here on the slot. Let me go back to that. He's lined up right here on the slot. He's trying to go bam, bam right here onto the 40. Jeremiah Smith is doing a slant. So he tries to throw the slant. Again, he needs to throw the ball right now. But again, he does that, and that's just a good read by the safety, because this safety, honestly, like, he would be picking that up. He reads Will Howard like a freaking book. His eyes seem to be on the quarterback. He looks at him for a split second, and he sees Jeremiah Smith, so they're in a zone coverage right now. Penn State's in the zone coverage. They read that, and they take it back for a pick six. That was one of the things I had real concerns about when I watched this game live. But again, if you're just tuning in and you see the title of the video, reacting to Steelers fans on Twitter, I'm going to get there. But this has to do with that, because people think I'm are trying to justify my fandom for Will Howard and say that I'm just being biased and all this stuff. No, that's not what's going on. That is not what's going on. I'm showing you guys the proof. It's all right here, but let me get back to this, because I don't want to. I want to look at one of Will Howard's touchdown passes. Because Penn State, Drew Allar, fun fact, Drew Allar did not throw a touchdown pass this entire game. I just want to throw that out there. Let's take a look at this one. This is why Will Howard is your starting quarterback next year. This is why Will Howard is your starting quarterback next year. Drew Allar's not doing that. Drew Allar is not doing that, ladies and gentlemen. Watch when they put this in this point of view right here. And the announcers do a good job of breaking it down. But again, who was that? Emeka Egbuka? Yes, so Emeka Egbuka, he's lined up right. Where the hell's Emeka? Okay, he's right here. Emeka's right here. He's trying to go out this way, look to Travion Henderson for his first read. He looks out, boom, he sees him covered. Now, if he can set his feet and throw the ball outside, Travion could have also caught the ball, get some good yards, possibly for a touchdown there. Carnell Tate, he's blocking, so he's not going out for a pass. Tight end, he's not even eligible, so he's not going out for a pass. He sits back there and just chucks it up to Emeka Egbuka for the touchdown. That is great football. And then we go to Drew Allar again. It's 14-10 in the second quarter with a minute to go. Let's take a look at some of Drew Allar's plays. Steps back. He's reading again. He's looking for Tyler Warren. He waits too long. None of these guys are open. He tries to run. Okay, breaks it. Bam, slips before the first. And let's take a look at this. This seems interesting. Let's see this throw. He steps back. All right, he again. First read, Tyler Warren. That is a fucking awful throw. That is an awful throw, ladies and gentlemen. Whew. Whew. When people want this kid to be the starting quarterback for the Steelers? Really? Really? This is the guy that you guys want. I've proved my case with the film. Let's get into the Twitter aspect and why I brought that up. And I have it bookmarked right here because Fred Snerd, which take the S out of your name because you are a fucking nerd. All right? I don't know if that's your gimmick name, your X handle name or whatever. But Fred, you are a fucking nerd. You live up to your name. You live up to your expectations. It's time to have a serious conversation about Will Howard. Howard's chance of being an NFL starting quarterback is close to zero. This guy isn't an NFL talent. He was a fifth-year senior playing in an instantly talented team with one of the best offensive minds of college football as his coach. He's talking about Chip Kelly. He lacks arm talent, which is fucking ridiculous, and is extremely limited as a thrower. Let me read the rest of the tweet before I absolutely rip this. Is he faceless? Okay, yeah, of course he is. He's faceless. Yinzers love the underdog and the backup QB for some weird reason. And I know Tom Brady was a sixth round and Purdy was the last pick of the draft. Those are called outliers, every 20-year type of things. The best comparison I can come up for War Howard is a poor man's Kenny Pickett. He's that bad. Ladies and gentlemen, Fred, you are a fucking moron. You know, I want to call you something else, but I'm not trying to get canceled. I'm trying to grow a platform. I'm not trying to tear anything down already before I really get started. You are fucking stupid. This tells me you have not watched a single game of college football in your life. I want to see how long you've been on Twitter. So you've been on Twitter since 2011, so I'm assuming that you're old. But you talk about Will Howard because he's stacked on. Let's look up his Kansas State. Let's look up his Kansas State resume. He doesn't have any accolades for his Kansas State. No, nothing right here. Will Howard played 4 seasons. 2020, 2023. To your comment, you fucking clown. Where is it at right here? He was a 5th-year senior. Dipshit, this isn't a Stephon Benson situation, motherfucker. It's called COVID year. Anyway, at Kansas State, throwing for 5,786 yards, 48 touchdowns, 25 interceptions, while adding 921 rushing yards and 19 passing touchdowns. His standout 2023 season, right before he goes to Ohio State, included over 2,500 passing yards, 24 touchdowns, earning all Big 12 second team honors before transferring to Ohio State. In 2022, led Kansas State to the Big 12 championship. Drew Allar. Let's compare his 2023 stats, shall we? Because that's the Kansas year state. That was Drew Allar's sophomore season. Penn State quarterback threw for 2,631 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions across 13 games. Led Penn State to a 10-3 record, adding 210 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns to the ground. Ranked 9th in a single season, set a massive school record by starting his career with 231. Not bad. I'm not gonna. I have not bad for the kid. Not bad for Will or Drew Allar. Stats are a little bit better, but you guys want to know one thing that is missing from Drew Allar's resume compared to Will Howard? There's just one thing that Drew Allar can never ever say in his fucking life. And ladies and gentlemen, it is called picture right here. Right here. Right here. Drew Allar will never experience this a day in his fucking life. He'll never experience winning a championship. Look at that. Fred, you are a fucking idiot, my friend. The Steelers don't love 6th round underdog stories. Let me just get that very clear. Before we move on, before we keep going, we're just going to free ball. We're going to react. Steelers fans debate Drew. Wow. Looks like isn't that not what I'm doing right now here live on with you guys? Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take another ad break and we'll be right back with more to talk about regarding Steelers Twitter.